What's up, everybody? It is February 22nd, 2022, which is the ultimate day for endless possibilities, love, opportunity. Like, this is supposed to be that kind of, energy going on.
Right here, my baby. Right here, my baby.
It has never happened before. Like, this setup has never happened. That's 6 twos. Doggies. Shh. Shh. Hush.
Bella, no. Bella,
It's kids.
this has not happened in history ever. So I think we did something like this for like 11/11/11.
2011.
Like 11/11/11, I think is when we did something like this.
Except it wasn't even purely 11s because of the 2, right? February is the second month, 22nd day, 2022, and it's Tuesday.
The second of February 22nd of 2022, like it's crazy. So
The only thing that's going to get better than this is February 2nd, 2022. So this will not happen again in our lifetime. So it's a pretty cool thing, I think.
absolutely. What we're here to talk about, babe?
Love, babe, love.
Love.
Because we have been binging Love is Blind season 2, the American series on Netflix.
For sure, y'all let us know if y'all been watching Love is Blind.
Yes.
We're only 2 seasons in because that's all they've created so far. First season, y'all let us know who y'all's favorite couple were. Ours was
Lauren and
Cameron.
Duh.
Y'all let us know who y'all's favorite
But I
couples were.
also loved Amber and her boo. Like,
Yeah, what was his name? Amber and I know we don't want to do it like that. For sure. So we're at the end of season 2. We're right before the finale. The finale comes out on the 25th.
yep.
So how you feeling about it right now?
I'm excited. I'm surprised because some people who weren't my favorite at first have now become my favorite people on the show. Like Shane. Hey, Shane. At first, when I saw him in the pods, I wasn't really sure what was going on in his head, to be honest. His facial expressions don't always express what he's about to say.
Yeah.
And so I was really confused, like, what is this guy about to say? And then when he called Natalie Shayna's name,
Yeah.
I was like,
That was like
slow down, like, you need to slow down.
And then you did it twice.
But what got on my nerves, Shane, if you're watching this, I'm not saying this to criticize you. I'm just expressing how I felt when I saw it that moment. When he was like, well, if you're mad about that now, then that's kind of weird. I'm like, it's not weird that someone calls you another woman's name and you get mad. That's not weird, Shane. That's normal.
I always kind of like to revert back, fellas. This is what I like to do. I like to revert back to putting myself in that situation, like view it from the other side. So how would you have felt if she called you another guy's name?
Wouldn't be able to handle
when
it.
you came into the pod.
You would not be able to handle it.
And then you were like, oh, if she was like, oh, well, yeah, that's who I was hoping for.
And that's what made it worse. She was
Somebody-
like, that's who I was hoping for.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh man, that stings.
Yeah, who is your favorite? Like, how is it going for you when you're watching?
I gotta be honest with y'all, like, this season has really been kind of rocky for me. Like, I really don't have, and I think season 1 did it. It's season 1's fault. Like,
It spoiled him.
yeah, because I'm like, I don't have that Lauren and Cameron.
He doesn't need a Lauren and Cameron. He has Lauren and Cameron. Hey, Lauren and Cameron.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I don't feel that,
You know what it is? I think that you were resonating with Lauren and Cameron. Like, to you, they were kind of like another version of us. on the show. So when you saw Lauren and Cameron, you were thinking, oh, they remind me of me and Nay.
I think because it felt so real, it felt so genuine. That's why I resonated with them the most.
Not saying that the others weren't genuine, because I feel like they were.
Yeah.
I think this season, there's no Lauren and Cameron per se, but I like that they're all real people. Like, I feel like the emotions that they are expressing, not just about being in the experiment, which is a whole nother thing in itself, but what they actually feel towards the other person. I think their vulnerability is a whole new level that hasn't been on the other season. Like, I appreciate them saying things like, you know, I'm growing, you know, like, before I only valued what a woman looked like, and now I'm valuing, you know, all the other boxes that she's checking for me. And I was like, wow, that's growth. Like, for sure.
I think in this season, I don't know why I didn't think this last season, but this season has really got me, and it could be because I'm in a different place myself than I was the first season, but I really think, I was talking to Nay on the couch as we were watching season 2, and I'm like, we gotta make our marriages a pod. Like, think about how they were feeling inside the pods. You know, they were connecting. They were just really having this emotional connection that just was, you know, off the Richter. And you know, they couldn't explain it to anybody else outside the pod, as far as out in the real world, how they were making this connection, how they were feeling.
And I think what you inspired that thought is when Natalie, one of the people on season 2, she was saying, you know, now they're in the real world. Now they have all these external factors that they didn't have before when they were inside the pod. And so it's like the pod was like a safe space. Like, it was a really protected, sectioned off space from like the whole universe. It was a safe, protected space, like you said. Yeah.
What if we made our marriages a pod?
I love that. I love
really think about it. Like, let's make your marriage a safe space to open up, to be vulnerable.
Completely.
Have that open line of communication constantly, consistently. Like, listen well. Listen and take action. Like, really take
notes.
Yeah, take in what the other person is saying. And I mean, what level could we take our marriages if we really just, you know, take time to think about that? Like, I think that a lot of great marriages already have those elements of making their marriage a pod. For sure. Not to toot my own horn, but toot. I think that we have a pod when it comes to our marriage. Like, we don't let people in. Like, we have a YouTube channel, yes, but we don't be telling y'all like all the nitty gritty of our business, and you will never hear me talk down about my husband. Never. You will never hear Daniel talk bad about me. Never. Like, those things don't exist in our marriage because we are protecting what we have. And some people are like, well, you need support, external support from your marriage. Yeah, but think about when you get over it, that person may not get over it. And so they're now looking at your person like, oh, I know what you did. And they're judging them and they're holding them, you know, by whatever, you know, bias that they've created, and you've moved on, but they will never recover in the way that they see your partner. So we don't let people in. Protect your relationships, protect your marriages. You have to protect yourselves from the outside world. And I think it's just a lot. Just some of the cool things we took, or at least I took from the you know, Love Is Blind. I'm really gonna start working on, and I'm excited to share the journey with you guys. But what you gonna start working on? I'm really gonna start making my marriage a pod, like, and really like sit down, write some things down on how I can do this and how we can move forward with this. But I'm excited. I'm excited because, one, you see how excited she is about it. I mean, come on, fellas, you want your woman excited. So I'm just, you know, I'm excited to bring y'all along, and we'll see what it's gonna be. Well, I'm excited because we're already talking about having a pod date. Our first ever pod date. Yes. So that's where we are going to be in separate rooms, like just divided by a wall. I don't know if we're going to hear each other very well. We might have to get some walkie-talkies or something. And we're just going to have our date, just talking to each other. And, or
Well, I don't know how the logistics is going to work, but that should be fun, right?
And we don't know if we're going to be home. We don't know if we're going to be where we're going to be. So I mean, we'll figure that out along the way. But
and something else I want to do is just create experiences for you and for me and for us, as if we were still courting each other. You know, like we don't get to go on very many dates at all. But when you're watching Love is Blind and they're going on like the final date or the final couple of dates before they have to get married or say yes or say no, they really like just do little things or big things. Like one day randomly, you know, someone will come home and there's rose petals on the ground and their person has cooked for them. And it's just so beautiful and so small, but it means a lot. And I want to do that more often in our marriage.
I mean, y'all know if you've seen the show, and I would advise, obviously, you know, fellas, watch the show with your woman. It'll just spark all different kind of emotions.
All kinds of conversations.
It'll get conversations started. It'll get, you know, all kind of things. And I don't know, you know, maybe you're going through something in your marriage. We're not marriage counselors, but we just found that communicating through, yes. You can just communicate through anything. So
through anything. Angel, Bella, she's stealing dog food. Bella.
Oh my goodness.
She in the pantry stealing dog food.
No.
You can communicate your way through anything as long as you have respect, as long as you have healthy boundaries for what that conversation is going to look like.
Right.
Because that's another part of it. So I'm really excited to be doing these Love Pod videos on our channel, just to share things that work for us, just to get ideas that what works for you, and hopefully everyone will get something out of these videos.
Hey,
Joe.
Hey.
So as we sign off for this episode, obviously the dogs are going crazy and lost their mind. What can you do to make your marriage a pod, or what else can other people do to make their marriage a pod, like to protect their marriage and create a pod? Let us know in the comment section below.
Yeah, let's get this conversation started.
I know, I can't wait.